What's up with it, y'all? It's your boy OMD Dex 300, Big DexterDavis in the building. It is January 3rd, 2024, episode 96, first episode of 2024, the new year. Welcome to the Corner Store Podcast. Once again, I have said my name, but I'll say it again. It's your boy OMD Dex 300, and thank you for being here on the Corner Store Podcast. I appreciate y'all. It's all good in the hood. Check it out. Check it out. Hey, as you can see, your boy got on the Corner Store Podcast merch, hats, and the shirt. Now look, I gotta say this because I'm too proud. I'm over the moon. I'm excited. This is a match made in heaven as far as the people I'm dealing with that's doing this merchandise. This just couldn't be happier. If you can find them on Instagram, they got a crazy amount of products that they do. Once you see the website or you see the Instagram, you'll see the Instagram handle is Colors Make Me Happy. That is Colors Make Me Happy. Of course, you know to put the at in front of it. At Colors Make Me Happy. They did my merch for me. They are incredible. They do a lot of different type of products. You'll see the woodworking, a bunch of stuff. They even do my keychains. I have keychains if those are available. But you got to go to them and say specifically you're looking for Corner Store Podcast merchandise. Corner Store Podcast merchandise. You know, you will be quoted a price. You can get long sleeves. The quality of the clothing is amazing. It's real warm. Nice t-shirts. Pro Club. I'll just go ahead and say the product. It's Pro Club. Real thick. And it's real nice. It's real nice. The hats. That's another story. Now, if you want the hats, it's gotta be ordered through me. I have another vendor for that. I can get you the hats. The hats are $35 to get the little trucker hats. I'm working on getting the starter fitted kind, but this is the mesh trucker hats they have, Corner Store Podcast. So if you want those, you can get at me on both my IGs at Corner Store Podcast, just like the sign says, at Corner Store Podcast, or you can go to at OMD Dex 300 on Instagram. Let me know you're interested in getting the hats. I'll have to get a bulk order, and then you can get them right from me. I'll, send you the price. The shipping obviously will be free. But the hat's gonna be $35 to $40. That's because of this. A specialty item is coming from a specific place. But the shirts go to at Colors Make Me Happy, and DM her and say you're interested in the Corner Store merchandise as far as the shirts, t-shirts. Let them know what you want, and she'll quote you a price for that. Shouldn't be no more than $40, $50. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It's amazing. They feel great, and then you're representing your boy. You dig? Because this show is on the way to the moon. This podcast is climbing every day. People tell me they see it. Also want to shout out another would-be sponsor. They kind of been sponsoring me from the beginning here and there. It's called HPRC. That stands for Herbal Pain Relief Center. They're in Mission Hills on Chatsworth and Sepulveda, right by the 118. It is a marijuana dispensary. Amazing product in there. Let me just be honest with you. I deal with pain and everything like that, as well as I do it recreationally. So HPRC, a Herbal Pain Relief Center. I don't know why my mouth's not working right now. That's crazy. That's not what old girl said, but anyway, that's a joke. But anyway, Herbal Pain Relief Center, HPRC in Mission Hills, California, Chatsworth, Sepulveda, 118 Freeway. Tell them Corner Store Podcast sent you. If you're in LA and you want to go check them out, tell them you'll get a deal. Ask for Thomas or any of the bartenders. Let them know you're there for KSP. That I sent you, and you'll get a deal. I promise you that they're gonna hook you up some kind of way. Anyway, Episode 96. And the new year is going to start with the craziest fucking shit that's going on right now. Earthquakes all over the globe. Earthquakes. We just had and I was saying on my last episode, episode 95, that the wave that hit Ventura and the coast of California, actually it was all up and down the coast, all the way down to San Diego, all the way up the coast, that goddamn wave was because of seismic activity or some of those ice floats chipping off up in northern Alaska at the pole. But obviously, it has been proven that seismic activity had something to do with those waves that hit the California coast. I got something here. Hold on a second. Let me make sure. I'm going to go to this site here and you can hear this report. Trying to get this right here. Hold on one second. Let me see here. Well, here's one. First one I'm going to play. Listen to this and check this out. No. This is the wrong one. This is another one right here.
Peace in. Do you know what this is? No, this is not Iceland. This is the Philippines. Yes, y'all, the Philippines has cracked wide open. Do you guys remember the earthquakes? Let me show y'all. Check this out, y'all.
Now, if you can't see this video, which is reported by Anu Jose, is all of the seismic activity that's happening in the ocean right now. I'm trying to find this other one here. I know there's another. Oh, here it is.
This morning, a 2.3 magnitude earthquake was reported in Rockville.
Breaking news: the U.S. Geological Survey confirms a 1.7
Let me go back.
Following some breaking news out of County this morning, a 2.3 magnitude earthquake was reported in Rockville.
Breaking news: the U.S. Geological Survey confirms a 1.7 magnitude earthquake in Astoria, Queens this morning.
New York
This morning. An earthquake that gave a slight shake to several communities in Maryland overnight.
An earthquake was reported in New York City this morning.
New York.
Shaking that could have been caused by an earthquake.
It's day 2 of 2024, and the world, it seems, is trembling with earthquakes all over the world. I shared with you yesterday the 7.6 magnitude earthquake that hit Japan. And take a look, rare earthquake jolts New York City not long after one in Maryland. We're hearing by Washington, D.C. explosions shaking the Roosevelt Island caused by New York City earthquake. And take a look, in the second day of 2024, we have seen earthquakes in Japan, Washington, D.C., New York, California, Alaska, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, Texas, Afghanistan, Argentina, the nation of Georgia, Morocco, Indonesia, Nicaragua, and the Banda Sea. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest video footage and articles so that way you can see it for yourself as a rare.
Did you hear that? That was reported by Steve Ram. Steve Rams, thank you for that video and all of that information. You can find Steve on TikTok, by the way. But that was over 12 countries. I was just talking to a significant person in my life about the fault lines that exist through every continent on the earth, as well as the United States. Everybody always talks about the San Andreas in the California, and you know, that separates us from the Arizona and New Mexico and all that. But there's fault lines that go all the way through this country, all the way down to the south, all the way up to Maine. People don't realize that. Or the earth have fault lines, and they move and shift all over. And for some reason, right about now, all of them are moving. Now, this is crazy to me because they're all moving at the same time in different areas. And there was some kind of a volcanic eruption that they're not talking about. I just saw the video on that on an island off the coast. I think it's coast of Fiji, but don't quote me on that. But what does this mean? Are we heading for a real big, especially the California coast? We're vulnerable for that. We're vulnerable for a 10-pointer would just start shaking right now. We'd be fucked. I ain't trying to scare nobody at all. All I'm saying is, should we be prepared? Obviously, you should be preparing for anything. Let's just keep it real, especially with the unrest that we have in the world, all of these wars. They say that people are sneaking in. Now, I'm not a left or a right, Republican, Democrat, none of that shit. I don't fuck with none of them no more. I'm just talking as a citizen of the United States and not trying, or a citizen. I don't even consider. I've talked about this before. We can't, as black people, we can't consider ourselves citizens of this country until they, consider us real human beings. The Constitution still states that we're not even human. So I don't really know what to call myself other than a person stuck here. You know what I'm saying? If I could get out of here and go live somewhere great, but really, when it comes to all the unrest in the world and the natural disasters that seem to be growing and piling, it ain't really nowhere for you to hide. So since we're here and we got to make a go of it here, I think we should be preparing for anything that happens. With all of the militias and the voting and the Trumpers out there and supposed Antifa, which ain't even real, that's all bullshit. And they, I have other stories to even kind of jive and connect with what I'm talking about right now, considering all the bullshit that's going on in the world with the wars and pending wars and wars that are going on and people starving because these people don't like these people. And now we got earthquakes and tidal waves and fucking the Philippines is a crack that just opened in the Philippines. Yeah, go look it up. It's out there. And in my last podcast, I was talking about with Neil deGrasse Tyson, which I mentioned to somebody yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, he's nuts. He don't know what he's talking about." How the fuck this man don't know what he's talking about? He's a fucking astrophysicist. If he says there's a chance a meteor may hit in 2039 off the coast of Santa Monica, I'm buying the shit. If it don't happen, fine. But this motherfucker watches the skies all the time. That's all he do. That's where he... Anyway. That just show you that people don't believe nothing until the shit about to fucking land in the water and your ass still living on the surface when you should have been inside of the fucking planet. You know what I'm saying? Trying to wait this shit out. Am I a conspiracy theorist? Fuck no. But I am getting information from people who supposedly supposed to be in the know about this shit. So you should at least kind of go, You ain't necessarily got to go run out and go buy a fucking... some land and dig a deep ass hole as deep as you can in it and build a whole community under there. If you do that, that's great. Maybe you do it just for the fuck of it. If the zombie apocalypse starts or some shit like that, maybe you do it because of that. I don't know. If you got the money, you should do that if you feel that's something you need to do. But let's be real. Who knows what the fuck may happen in the next 10, 15 years? Hopefully, by the grace of God, I'm still here because life, regardless of all of the shit that's going on out here in the world, life is cool. There's fleeting moments of pleasure that you have enjoying your family, watching your kids grow up, watching them achieve shit. You know what I'm saying? Some achievements of some people in the world, even some fucking films that you might sit and watch for 2 hours, bring you some semblance of joy. You'd be like, that movie was good, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's just real talk. But with all the shit that's going on in the world and the possibility of somebody knocking on your door and pulling a 45 and just shooting you in the face, which has happened. There's some killer in Ohio that's doing that right now, from what I heard. Somebody just knocking on your door and you open the door and he pop you. I mean, who's to say if you win the lottery, you don't go buy some land and dig a whole planet under the ground and live there? Who's to say? It's supposed to be a free country. As long as you pay taxes on that land and everything and you ain't planning on blowing up and shit, I guess you should be able to do that, right? All I'm saying is earthquakes are happening all over the fucking planet. There was one in Greece the other day, supposedly a little shaking, a little rumbling. And then the Philippines got hit. So it's all, what does that fucking mean? What does the water mean coming 5 blocks on the shore in Ventura, scaring the shit out of motherfuckers, injuring 8 motherfuckers? I'm telling you, the planet's starting to kick back. All of this drilling and fracking and doing all that tapping into the earth, sucking the juice out of it, digging up all the cobalt in fucking Africa, you know what I'm saying, trying to corner that market. These motherfuckers is going to cause a global catastrophe that going to reset the clock on our ass. And certain motherfuckers is already then took money from you in taxes and stealing from us and dug a big ass hole in the ground with a mall in it and all kind of shit preparing for just such an event. Believe it. I've seen videos on it. It's not fake footage. The fuck? Ain't no movie set that big. It's not. Some motherfucker said when I posted a video about something like that, he said, oh man, that's a movie set. What? You fucking serious? Come on, man, calm it down. Canada Dry. I wish I had them as a sponsor. Gotta wet me whistle. Pause. But yeah, all of that stuff is going on right now. All of that stuff is going on right now. Aside from that, this happened the other day. Check this out.
5 black police officers have just won a $16 million jury verdict against the University of Washington. They say the university ignored more than 100 incidents of racial discrimination against them, and they say there was a group of police officers who were behind it. Some of these incidents were severe. One plaintiff says the brake lines of his car were cut while it was at the police station.
Damn.
Another plaintiff says that white officers would wander around the locker room with a taser and turn it on inches away from black officers. The plaintiffs also say that they experienced a constant stream of racial slurs or insults. One says a group of supervisors asked him if, quote, all black people like grape soda, and then they began laughing.
Fuck?
Another is accused of offering black officers watermelon-flavored drinks over and over again. A black female officer says she found a banana on the floor in front of her locker with a note on it that said, here's your lunch, you blank. The final word on the note was a slur. She also says a supervisor asked if she'd gotten a haircut and then said, quote, it seemed nappier last week.
What the fuck?
Another plaintiff says he was accused by a supervisor of using ebonics when he had minor typos in a police report. And a group of white officers are accused of repeatedly claiming to, quote, own the black officers for telling them, quote, I own you. The plaintiffs say these insults were only the beginning. They say there was an anti-snitching culture at the department and that white officers would make false reports on black officers trying to get them fired. One officer says he was hit with a wooden stick during rifle training to try to ruin his score. The jury didn't find any of this amusing. They hit the University of Washington for $16 million after a 6-week trial. 5.
That is fucking amazing. $16 million judgment. Do you think, on the people that's on the live right now, let me know, do you think that's justified for all the shit you just heard they went through to perform their job? Now, this is Washington, and this is the University of Washington's police force. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure you can like listen to this again and hear that video. But from what I took from it, it was the college police or whatever they are. But don't you fucking think that in Kentucky or Arkansas on a police force where there are black officers, that not only do they go through this shit, that it's happening all over the country. I couldn't be a cop if I was black. I just couldn't do it. Now, the only way I could be a police officer if my city, wherever that city is, decided to do policing the way it needs to be done, meaning having black officers that are in the black community, engaging. Black officers should be doing foot patrol in the black community, I think. Engaging with the community, letting people know who they are. You know what I'm saying? And black people should be arresting black people if they do stupid shit. But also the cops should be engaging like, man, we ain't here to fucking threat. We here to save shit. But cops are not here for that. All of those fucking mission statements they have on the car to protect and serve, or, you go to any other state and look on the side of their vehicle, they have some little catchphrase that's supposed to represent what they're doing, which is bullshit, because cops ain't nothing but here to protect property. That's it. If it's about a bank or a business or somebody's, the cops there in 10 minutes. You call about some domestic shit or a burglar, them motherfuckers take 2 hours. They don't give a fuck about no residents. They don't care about the citizens. Depending on what color you are, they're coming. It's like, everybody know the whole sauce with that. But the bottom line, cops are not here to protect people. They're here to protect property. That's the most important thing. That's what they were here set up above. Originally, they were set up to catch slaves, but now since they then got off that, so to speak, they here to protect property and services more than they are people. It's just that simple. Like if you in a restaurant and you paying for some shit and a restaurant call because some dude's harassing you, cops will show up because it's a business. If you just walking down the street, a motherfucker sock you dead in the face and run off and you call the police. Oh, who is that? Not justified. They should have been awarded much more. See, that's why I like to engage with my constituents, so to speak, or with my subscribers. Thank you for that, Ms. Ingershaw. She's absolutely correct. That ain't justified. There's not enough money in the fucking world. There's not enough money in the world to justify the shit that those black cops went through. But some people who really can't stand the police will see this episode and go, fuck them. If they decide to be cops, they deserve that shit. They shouldn't have been police. I mean, come on now. Motherfuckers join the force in order to fucking make ends meet. Some of that money, even though, there's a dangerous ass job, some of these cops get paid pretty good. Niggas be working overtime and triple T time and all that shit. And if you're in the right neighborhood and nothing don't be popping over there really bad or nothing, you could be living pretty good. Cops make pretty good money and the motherfuckers be on the take. Yeah, let's keep it 100. Police be taking shit. And I believe there's cops out there that's clean as a whistle, just come in, clock in, go out there, arrest niggas, come home. But there's cops out there getting bread, and you know it. You know it. They talk about corrupt cops all the time, whether they plant evidence on motherfuckers or if they just beat motherfuckers and daring them to say something, whatever it is. We know that fact. It's human nature to be an asshole. It is. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for you to find, like if you got a police force of a major city of 30,000 police, goddamn well 7% of them motherfuckers is assholes. You know it. Ain't nowhere you go in this world you don't see a piece of shit person somewhere. I don't give a fuck what color they are. So that means in every situation, every company, every fucking cruise you go on, if you go to Disneyland, I don't give a fuck. Out of all them people in there, it's going to be some assholes. Meaning you can't have a police force, fire department, or nothing. A restaurant with cooks in the back. If you got 7 cooks for your restaurant, 2 of the motherfuckers, everybody hate them niggas. It's just a fact. So it's hard for humans to police other humans when they flawed just like you are, if not more. There's videos of cops. If you watch this show on A&E, Neighborhood Wars and all kind of shit, they had this fucking thing where they get on cops who be doing dirty shit. Plus, it's on YouTube too. God, this one cop was in the park. It's obvious in front of everybody soliciting a prostitute. You know why? Because he's a fucking human being and he's a police. Goddamn well he think he powerful. This nigga all in the park, kid. You can hear the kids on the video in the background playing. This nigga over here got the little door open trying to block getting bobbled from a damn prostitute. Police! World we live in. It's crazy as hell. It's crazy in the mind. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Let me find this other thing. Okay, go. Oh, it's a global aftershocks. Was that the one? Oh, this is a sports related video about what's going on in the NFL and the refereeing this year. If you've been watching the league this year, the refereeing has been absolutely horrible. But this is about a recent game of a team that I like, who, I want to see win, but I know beat this team on some cheating shit the other day. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I regret that we beat Detroit because we cheated them motherfuckers. The referees is retarded. So listen to what happened. Check it out.
Well, it is not the first time that Brad Allen's crew has made a high-profile error this season. They are regarded as a good crew. He's a good official. But there have been any number of missed calls, including this one at the end of the game, where there was no pass interference called when clearly there was. And this was not called. There are other instances throughout the course of the year that the Brad Allen crew did not make. We could go through.
That was Green Bay and Kansas City.
On ESPN.com.
Right there.
Basically, I can tell you this. In the postseason, it's going to be mixed crews. A large part of Brad Allen's crew is not going to be officiating in the postseason. They're going to get downgraded. And the chances are that many of them are not going to be involved in the postseason. Because the league has a huge issue here where there's a controversy over officiating. No matter who's right and who's wrong. It's Sunday morning of week 17, and we're talking about whether the officials got a call right.
That's real.
That threatens to impact the entire playoff.
That's real, Adam Schefter.
It's ridiculous. And there have been way too many instances of this year, and there are a lot of teams that are pissed off.
Damien, I want to start with you.
Now, Damian Woody's the next person that's talked about what happened. And I'm going to just interject. That was ESPN, and this is another streamer on YouTube. Strand Stripes or something. I don't know the fucking name, but I just know that's ESPN reporting that story. That's Adam Schefter. He's an NFL insider. And the thing is, I don't know if they're trying to get ahead of a possible new news story about these referees point shaving. I've been thinking that shit for years. Obviously, that's happened in the NBA some years back. And if you don't think it was one guy that they indicted only. I don't know if anybody else was charged with that, but there's one specific dude that actually went to jail behind that bullshit. And if you think he was the only person that ever did that, of course, after they caught dude, all the other refs was like, nah, don't do that shit no more. I don't know who did that. This is all alleged, but oh boy was actually caught. So you know if he was caught, there was other motherfuckers that needed some money to pay some mortgages or pay some divorce, whatever, that did some shaving too. So why not in the NFL? Maybe they're saying this now because that NFL crew of referees that he's speaking of, they're not going to be working the playoffs. That's what he's saying. They've been fucking up all year. That Dallas Cowboy game against the Detroit Lions, the Lions should have won that game. Dallas weak ass. Yeah, I said it. I'm a Cowboy fan. Them motherfuckers is bums. They got all the players in the world. CeeDee Lamb's having a fucking amazing season. Dak Prescott is a game manager, just like Cam Newton said. I'm sorry. I know the ability this dude got. When he throw a pass, that motherfucker be beautiful. It'd be a dart. But Dak awareness is horrible. If you watch football, he got good blocking. His pockets is there. And if he feel like that shit breaking down, dude is big enough and quick enough to go ahead and run for a few yards and even take a punishing hit here and there. He's a big dude. So I don't know why the fuck he can't rationalize and he's playing pretty good this year. He ain't threw a whole lot of turnovers, but he's a turnover waiting to happen in a big game. I'm telling you, we've all lately, and they just another story, a side note, which may help the Cowboys in the future, but it might be the curse might still be on us because it took too long to put Jimmy Johnson, one of the greatest, the only reason why people even fuck with the Cowboys. I was a Cowboy fan before the dynasty in the 90s. Because when I'm from Alabama originally, but I came to California when I was real little, but that's the only fucking team. There wasn't no fucking pro team in Alabama when I was a little boy. So that's Florida State, Crimson Tide, Alabama Crimson Tide, and Dallas Cowboys we watched. You know what I'm saying? So I've been a Cowboy fan. When the 90s was excellent, we was beating niggas up. And that's because of Jimmy Johnson. And because of Jerry Jones' fucking pride, the narcissistic ass old dude, he didn't put that man in the Ring of Honor to this year. It's been years, man. The man's already a Hall of Fame. He became a NFL Hall of Famer before he got in the Hall of Fame, the Ring of Honor in the Cowboy Stadium. And that's a fucking travesty. This is the same dude, Jerry Jones, who when he bought the Cowboys, fired Tom Landry, the greatest Cowboys coach of all time. Fired him. He didn't say come up and work in the front office. He fired the man. And because Jimmy, he luckily got a dude that was a fucking beast. That was the smartest thing he did, was to hire Jimmy Jones. And the stupidest thing he did was because Jimmy got all the praise as he should, being a fucking head coach and putting the plans together and getting the players, he got more attention and praise, and Jerry Jones's little ego was bruised. And ever since then, it should have been Jimmy Jones. The 3 Super Bowls should have been his. One of them is Barry Switzer, the Oklahoma coach, because him and Jerry Jones is buddies, and I'm going to fire Jimmy. I can put anybody in there to win. They barely won that Super Bowl that year. And it's been downhill ever since. I don't give a fuck who you put a quarterback out there. They throwing picks and turning over the ball. And Tony Romo, who I thought was going to be great, go out there. That Seattle game, this motherfucker can't run 2 feet to dive in there for the touchdown. He get hit, boop, fall, game over. Pick waiting to happen. Shouldn't have never. He in the Hall of Fame, y'all. He about to be a Hall of Famer. Tony Romo. The NFL is wild to have these incompetent motherfuckers out there who can't see 2 feet in front of them. If they need glasses, or it's either 2 things happening. They cheating for money, whatever fucking reason, or they fucking stupid. Now, if they stupid, obviously you get them the fuck out of there. You can't have nobody incompetent refereeing billion-dollar games. You can't. That shit crazy to me. I'm like, I was tripping. I was like, you motherfuckers out here calling this game like you retarded. Somebody just called me. I don't know who the hell this was. But anyway, I'll let you hear the rest of what the take was on this.
Your reaction to the end of game sequence.
You see me fanning right now, right? I'm still hot from that call last night, and I feel for Dan Campbell and Detroit Lions in this situation. But let me remind everyone out here, I played 12 years in the National Football League. I've been in this situation before where you have to report eligible. It's literally, you don't even have to say anything. You're literally swiping your jersey in front of the ref. That is it. You're swiping your jersey in front of the ref to let the referee know that you are an eligible player. Okay, you are eligible. Dan Skipper, number 70, he was ineligible. He was lined up at tackle. Panay Sewell was lined up next to him, so he could not have been eligible on that play. So if you look at the whole picture, you look at the formation, the only lineman that could have been eligible was Taylor Decker. That's it. That's a blown call by the referee. The officials are on the hot seat right now.
The officials are on the hot seat right now. That's what he said at the end. And they are. That particular crew is definitely on the hot seat, and they will not be getting paid no extra bread to work in playoffs. I wouldn't pay them $1 red out there fucking up like that. This messing up playoff seeding. The Detroit Lions could be like the number 2 seed and get at least a first round bye in the playoffs. Who don't want to fucking play at the crib in the playoffs? Everybody want to be at home. Number 1 seed be at home throughout the playoffs. They wait for everybody to show up and beat their ass and go to the Super Bowl. That's a clear advantage. And you fucking up basically what the NFL said. You fucking up motherfuckers' money. Now I'm gonna find. Now, if you haven't seen this is entertainment. It's about comedy. I do comedy as well. Dave Chappelle's new comedy special is out right now. I forget what they call it. Outrage, I think. Oh, wait. No, that's not what they call it. I'm sorry. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's on Netflix. As soon as you turn on your Netflix, it'll pop right up. You'll see it there. It's streaming now. But this is a controversial joke that he told that is that is spurring outrage, and I'd like to play it for you. Here we go, right here.
Released a new special, and it's making a lot of people angry because this joke I'm about to show you that he does has made people absolutely lose their minds. Check this out.
The only thing that got me out of that space was a comedian friend of mine, the late great Norm Macdonald. That's right. Shout out to Norm. And what Norm did, which I'll never forget, is he knew that I was the biggest Jim Carrey fan in the world. I'm not going to go all into it, but Jim Carrey is talented in a way that you can't practice, rehearse. What a God-given talent. I was fascinated with him. And no one knew that. They called me up and goes, Dave, since I'm doing a movie with Jim Carrey, do you want to meet him? And I said, fuck, yes I do. And it was the first time I could remember since my father died being excited. And the movie, it's called Man on the Moon. I didn't know any of this. And in this movie, Jim Carrey was playing another comedian I admired, the late great Andy Kaufman. Yes, and Jim Carrey was so immersed in that role that from the moment he woke up to the time he went to bed at night, he would live his life as Andy Kaufman.
Wow.
I didn't know that. When they said cut, this nigga was still Andy Kaufman. So much so that everybody on the crew called him Andy. I didn't know any of that. I just went there to meet him, and when he walked to the room we were supposed to meet, I screamed, Jim Carrey! And everyone said, no! Call him Andy. And I didn't understand. And then he came over and he was acting weird. I didn't know he was acting like Andy Kaufman. He's like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, hello. Andy? Now, in hindsight, how fucking lucky am I that I got to see one of the greatest artists of my time immersed in one of his most challenging processes ever. Very lucky to have seen that. But as it was happening, I was very disappointed. Because I wanted to meet Jim Carrey. And I had to pretend this nigga was Andy Kaufman all afternoon. And it was clearly Jim Carrey. I could look at him and I could see he was Jim Carrey. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
Wow. He is relentless on trans people. Now, if you think that is offensive, you crazy. And I want to say this to all my LGBTQ people out there. I don't dislike none of y'all. I don't have no problem with none of y'all. Live your fucking life. But this is a comedic world. People can make fun of whatever they want. He made fun of quadriplegics and handicapped people on this show. And let me tell you something. If you can't be made fun of, and bullying is one thing. There's no such bullying. Everybody know what a bully does, even if it's just verbal bullying. You could tell it comes from a real dark and evil place. The person's angry. And obviously, Dave Chappelle has no anger towards trans people at all, but he's going to make fun of them. And you know why? Not angry, but trans people and some gays out there are very sensitive about their situation. Because if they wasn't sensitive about it, I don't understand. It's like, why are you upset? Nobody ain't trying to hurt your feelings. And why are you so sensitive about being trans or gay? You should be laughing at that shit when somebody, because everybody get talked about, bro. Everybody get bagged on. Everybody get joked on. So he relentlessly fucks with you guys because he knows you guys are going to respond. That's what comics do. It's like, what he's like, are you really going to be, you know what I'm saying? You really going to say something back? That shit was a joke, bro. What the fuck? They sensitive. Everybody trying to play this serious ass, bro. They be the first ones talking about people, how much money you got, your clothes, you don't do this, you broke ass motherfucker, and all this other shit. You know what they do. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You know what they do. So that's all that's about. But if you haven't seen it, go check the special out. To me, it's on the list of Dave Chappelle's specials. It's not the best one he's ever done, obviously. It was good, and I did laugh at a lot of stuff he said, but it wasn't like the epic. He didn't like put his foot in this one like he made some dope ass gumbo or some bullshit like that. Nah, it was all right. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7. It was a 7. His other specials he's done, he's had like 9s and 10s. This is 7. I mean, 7 is all right. 7.5. I'll say 7.5. 7.5. I'll give him 7.5 on that. It's okay. Some good jokes on there. And I don't know if he'll feel that way. He'd probably be like, what the fuck do you know?
Following some breaking news out of Montgomery County this morning at 2.
That's probably what he would say. What the fuck do you know? You don't know shit. But I attempt at humor. I've done some stand-up. And I'm a novice at best, but I love the art form as well as acting and everything like that go along with it. You know, the whole entertainment thing, the bullshit and the politics and even the deviancy that goes along with being in Hollywood. Nah, I'm not with all that. That shit whack. To entertain is, to me, people. I think the people, depending on who they are and the vehicles and stuff that they've been in, I think it's worth like the Kobe money or the boxers getting 50. Yeah, certain motherfuckers that do movies deserve all that money because they that good at what they do. They become other people. If you good enough to, even comics, it's Dave Chappelle, but to be able to come up with thought-provoking jokes and deliver them a certain way, you deserve that cheese because it ain't easy. It comes easy. It looks like it come easy, and it probably does in a way, but you still, even if you like a new comic and you go out there and you hot all of a sudden and the shit you've been saying is tight, you can't keep saying that shit 10 years. Niggas like, nah, I heard that joke already. So you got to come up with new material. Some motherfuckers got niggas writing for them. It's like, oh man, this would be funny, and some people don't like that. Some people think that's kind of cheating. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like rappers with a ghostwriter. Even though the dude wrote your rhymes, I'm gonna say something about ghostwriting when it comes to hip hop. There's an art form in being able to take another nigga's words and make that shit sound like you wrote it. That's an art in that. Because I'll look at another good rhyme on and he'll write it down. I'll be like, how you supposed to spit that? You know what I'm saying? But it's an art form to take another nigga words and you do the song and they teach you how to deliver it. I don't know. But whatever. But it's an art form to that. Do I think it's cool? I said, nah. I would think if you're going to write music, you might as well write the song yourself, or at least go in there and freestyle it and punch your shit in. That's really you, whatever. But when it comes to like comedy and stuff and films, you got to pay them, the people the money because they deserve it. You know what I mean? They're out there putting it in. There's some movies out there, Sam Jackson in that motherfucker, but you swear Sam is whoever that person is in the movie, like Foxy Brown, for instance. Everybody know that motherfucker name was Julius in that movie. And so when you watch that movie, you're not watching Sam Jackson, nigga, you watching Julius. As far as I'm concerned, you need to pay a motherfucker to do some shit like that. To where it's another dude, but when you watch that movie, that's Julius. You know what I'm saying? That's an art form to be able to do that, to pull that off. And there's only a few motherfuckers out there that's really good at that. Because you go watch a soap opera and see the acting is totally different. You watch The Young and the Restless and then go watch Sam Jackson, and you be like, yeah, I see why he get the big money. No disrespect to The Young and the Restless, because I love The Young and the Restless, but y'all, if we take one of y'all and put y'all on a major movie and put money behind it, I don't think you're gonna be able to give me what I want. That's just me. Then again, I could be wrong. Hey, this is 2024, y'all. Crazy. 2024. If you still here, you here another day, and it's 2024. Before you know it, there's gonna be Jetson cars flying around this bitch. People gonna be crashing over your house and shit, trying to find a way to get home. Shit. So, hey, be thankful you might be able to see some crazy shit like that in the future if you're still here. Count your blessings. Always count your blessings. I'm gonna be real with you on that. Definitely count your blessings, because if your kid or your child is not sick, shout out to those who do have sick relatives, families, kids, wives, whatever. I'm praying for you, for real. I keep it 100 on that type of stuff. I pray for everybody. And shout out to anybody that is, going through some stuff already at the beginning of the year. You're going to be all right. I promise you. Shout out to all the people that watch the KSP. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and also leave comments on this and all my other content. I got some new shorts that I put up. Check them out on YouTube. And just, support your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do this thing, and we're trying to keep on rolling. Well, episode 100, 4 episodes till episode 100. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we're going to have a nice episode 100. Maybe to be outside somewhere, we cooking barbecue, something simple. It could be a picnic. We go live there. I don't fucking know. I got to keep it simple. I ain't got no, bread right now like I really want, but it's coming. We got the merch. Remember to go to @ColorsMakeMeHappy on Instagram. Tell them you're interested in Corner Store Podcast merchandise. They'll let you know what's up. If you want a hat, let me know. Get at me at the Corner Store Podcast Instagram. I'll get at you. You know what I'm saying? I can't be happier still being alive, still having the opportunity to make this happen. I love y'all. I'm going to go out with this joint right here. You know what I'm saying? If it'll play, shit. Hold on. Wait.
Purchase your beats today.
It's your boy OMD-300, Corner Store Podcast, episode 96, January 3rd, 2024. I love y'all. Stay up. Stay safe. Keep praying. It's going to happen. Peace.